Okay, so it looks like you found a nice comfy spot. So go ahead and lie down. I'm using a pillow for my head today. I have another pillow here for my knees for after, but we're gonna be moving the legs around a bit, and I'll let you know when you can use the pillow underneath your knees. But if you really need one, you can throw it under right now, but you may have to adjust a couple times. So go ahead and find a nice relaxing position here. Make some small adjustments as you need. And we're going to start by just taking a couple deep breaths in and out. Just normal breaths, tuning in. Nice slow, long exhales. You can breathe in and out through your mouth or your nose. It's up to you. Or in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let's slow the breath down a little bit more too. So let's take about 4 seconds to breathe in. I'll count for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 seconds out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A few more times. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. And if your legs aren't already straight, you can go ahead and straighten your legs. Just focus on your right leg for now, and you're going to rock the leg in and out like this. So you can even just do this slowly if you'd like. You can bring your leg in and out, rotating, pointing your toes towards your other foot, and then rolling, pointing your toes to the outside. So you can do this slow, or if you'd like, you can find a nice rhythm and swing the leg from side to side. Let's pay attention to the breath again as you do this. So swinging like this, or you can move more methodically. And good. Relax that right leg. We're going to move into the left leg now. So you can point your toes inside and then point your toes outside, rocking at the hip, inside and outside. Or you can do this with a little bit more speed. It's up to you. Just do what your body kind of asking for. Just play around with it and see what feels better. Okay, and now just rest the legs. Now you're going to point both toes in towards each other. This is internal rotation of the hip. And then slowly point both toes to the outside. Okay, so it's not just the ankle moving here, we're also moving from the hip joint. So point the toes out and in. Nice deep breaths. Toes out. In. I'm going to do that 3 more times. Out. In. Out. And one more. choose a leg. You're going to bend the knee and then plant the feet on your bed or the floor. And then just settle in and relax. Try to let your hips relax here. Try to avoid having too much tension in the legs. You don't want to be squeezing your thigh muscles. Just see if you can relax in this position. And then with the same leg, you're going to slowly straighten out. And again, same idea. I want you to see if you can melt into your floor or into your bed. Once you can do that, go ahead and bend the knee again. So same side, we'll do that 5 times. Just plant the foot down and see if you can settle into some relaxation right away. And then straighten out. You'll get better at learning how to relax after changing your position. Good. So we're bending the knee, relaxing, and straightening out the leg, relaxing. And I'm just focusing on one side. You may feel your other leg have to contract a little bit to provide your body with stability in order to move the one leg. So your other leg is going to have to work. But what I want you to do is see if you can relax immediately after changing your position. Sometimes we don't do that. So you'll see as you bend your knee again, your left leg or whatever leg you're not moving has to engage. See if you can relax it once you've settled into the new position. And then again, it has to engage in order to move your leg back to the straight position. And then we don't want to keep it on. We want to see if we can just settle down and turn it off. Now try the other leg. So we're going to go from a straight leg position and then bend the knee, plant the foot on the ground. Okay, and then see if you can relax both hips, both knees, and then straighten out the leg again. Always finding relaxation between each movement change. Bend the knee, plant the foot on the ground, and then see if you can relax your other leg. We tend to hold tension in our bodies throughout the day, and sometimes we're not even cognizant of it. Bend the knee, settle, straighten out the leg, and then see if you can sink and relax. Let's do that 2 more times. Bend the knee, and then just settle into the bed, and then straighten out the leg. And 1 more time, bend the knee, and this time keep your foot planted. We're going to bend the other knee so that both knees are bent, both feet are planted into the bed or the floor, and you're going to have your feet about hip width apart, so not super close together, not super wide, just about hip width. And then we're going to do a little bit of a floor press. So thinking of the soles of your feet, you're going to push the soles of your feet down into the ground or the bed, and it doesn't have to be anything extremely difficult. You're just going to push down until you feel the muscles in your legs engage. And it doesn't have to be a strong engagement either. Just a little bit of engagement, turn on the muscles, and then slowly relax. And again, push the feet into the floor. Feel the muscles in the leg working, and relax. You may feel your hips slightly lift up off of the ground, but it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to even leave the ground or the floor, but you might feel your hips get a little bit lighter as you press your feet. Okay, and you're just pushing down, holding for about 3 seconds, and then slowly disengaging and relaxing the muscles. Let's do that 2 more times. Press the soles of the feet into the ground or the bed, hold it, and relax. And continuing to breathe 1 more time. Press and relax. Okay, now we're going to think about the lower back here. Right now you have kind of a little curvature in your lower back, so maybe you'll have a little bit of space between your low back and the bed or the floor. And what you're going to do is you're going to push the low back into the ground, or think of pushing your belly button into the floor. A gentle push, and then relax. Okay, push the low back into the ground or the bed. You may feel your pelvis rock here, and then relax. If you want to exaggerate the movement a little more, you can create a little bridge underneath your back. Think of lifting your belly button towards the ceiling, and then do the opposite. You're going to push your low back into the ground, tilting your pelvis. Just want to feel some engagement through your abdominal muscles, and then relax or even lift the belly button to the sky. And you're slowly transitioning back and forth between these spinal positions. So push the low back into the ground, rock the pelvis, and then lift. So not lifting up the hips, just rocking, keeping your hips on the ground, and just lifting your low back off of the ground and then pressing it into the ground. Try your best not to hold your breath, and try your best not to engage your neck muscles, especially when you're pushing your low back into the ground. So it doesn't have to be a very intense engagement. Just gently press and then come back. One more time. Okay, press the low back into the ground. And let's just relax now. Good. Take a couple deep breaths again. With your exhale, see if you can let your shoulders sink into the floor of the bed a little more. Good. Coming back to the legs here, so your knees are bent, your feet are planted. One leg at a time, you're going to lift the knee towards the chest, letting your foot leave the ground, and then bring your foot back down slowly and switch. So just kind of like a gentle marching on the spot, really slow. Lift the knee up, slowly lower down, plant the foot again, and switch. Now, if it's too challenging to fully lift the leg up off of the ground, you can also think about lifting just the heel off the ground. It'll be a much more subtle movement, that's okay. And just alternating with your heel lifts. So keeping your toes on the ground, lifting the heel, and then placing it down. So up to you. You can either do the march, lifting up a leg, and then pushing the foot down to the ground and switching, or the heel lifts, up to you. And just see what your body is asking for today. Nice and slow. Yeah, and one more time. Good, okay. Now let's bring the feet together, knees together. So they're gonna be a little bit closer. Hands out, and you want your palms to be facing the ceiling here. What that does is it helps the shoulders open up. See, if I put my palms down like this, it rolls my shoulder forward. So that can contribute to poor posture. So that's why we want to have the hands up like this, and it allows the shoulders to sit back in a more comfortable position. So palms facing the ceiling. You can either have your palms out to the side like this, like in a T position, or kind of like this, like in an A position. And what you're going to do from here, we'll start by just focusing on the legs and the knees. You're going to drop your knees slowly towards one side, not too far, maybe just a few inches, and then slowly bring the knees back to center, and then drop your knees in the other direction, really softly. Again, only a couple of inches, and then come back. So just get the hang of that for a bit. Really slow movement. And as you're doing this, this is a really great time to just check into your shoulders. Are you holding any tension in your shoulders? Can you take a deep breath and just relax and let your shoulders sink into the bed or the floor? Again, just gentle rocking from side to side with the knees. You're not trying to get your knees all the way to the floor. Just move a little bit, feel it pull on your abdomen just a tad. and just rocking from side to side. And whenever you feel ready, or if ever you feel ready, you can add a little bit of head movement to it. So again, come back to center. Now you're going to drop your knees in one direction. I'll start by dropping my knees to the right. So my head, I'm going to move in the opposite direction. So I'm going to look towards my left. My knees are dropping to my right. I'm turning my head to the left. And then bring the knees and the head back to center at the exact same time. So knees and head come back to center at the same time, and then you'll do the opposite. So now my knees are gently moving to the left, and my head is going to move in the opposite direction, and I'm looking to the right. Slowly allow your head and your knees to return to the midline at the same time, and then swing over to the other side. So you're doing this really, really gentle spinal twist. Right? But not going super far. This is more of a coordination drill than it is a spinal stretch. And we're just starting to allow all parts of the spine to move in sync and communicate with other parts of the spine. Right? Keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Moving at the same rate. Your head and your knees move at the same time. Knees fall to one side, head falls to the other, and then they come back to the midline at the exact same time. Good opportunity to relax your jaw and see how slow we're moving here. And it just gives us an opportunity to be very in tune with our bodies and to really pay attention to the subtleties of these movements. And gentle twisting. Really good for the digestive system as well. Some gentle movement to nourish all the organs that live in your abdominal cavity. Good. And finish off that last one. Come to center. Now this is a good time. We're going to straighten out the legs. So if you'd like, you can place a pillow underneath your knees. And it just feels nice to support your legs and allow your hamstrings to relax. It's okay if you don't have that. You don't need to do that. Okay. Straight legs. Now, you're going to turn your head to one side and with the other arm, so if I'm looking to the left, I'm going to take my right arm and just gently reach over and then switch. So I'm not going so far to turn completely on my side. I'm just going to turn my head and then with the other hand, reach over, just get a gentle stretch. Head turns. And then the opposite arm follows. It's almost as if you were initiating a turn in the bed. But we're going really slow. And really we're not doing a full turn, we're just initiating a turn. And try to turn the head first. Let's do that one more time on each side. Head turns first. Arm reaches. Head turns first. Arm reaches. Good. All right, from here, you're just going to reach one hand up towards the ceiling, just a gentle stretch. You don't want to go so far that you feel like you're lifting your head up off of the bed. We're just going to reach up, extend the arm. The shoulder may lift up off of the ground or the bed, and that's it. Gentle reach, and we're just alternating. So you're reaching up towards your ceiling, not so much that your head leaves the pillow or the bed or the floor. Just lift the shoulder up a little bit and then come back down, alternating. And move at your own pace. You don't have to follow my pace. And one more. Good. Okay. Hands by your side. Now you're just going to bend your elbows. Check in with your legs, see if you can relax your thighs. Bend your elbows here so that your wrists are just resting on top of your elbows. So your elbows should be supporting your wrists, and we're just going to do some gentle wrist rotations. Okay, let's check into our breathing again. And nice slow and long exhales. Okay, let's roll the wrists in the other direction. And good. Rest the hands by your side. Let's go palms up again. And we're going to check in with our breathing just for the rest of the class. So here, take some nice deep breaths. Inhales and exhales. Long exhales. With every exhale, see if you can sink a little further into your surface. Really let your shoulders just relax. Just check in with the eyes here. So you're going to take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, just see if you can soften your eyes a little bit. Notice if you're squinting. And just see if you can relax the muscles that squint your eyes together, right? If you're closing your eyes really tight shut, see if you can relax those muscles. It's hard to do. You can think of allowing your eyes to sink towards the back of your skull. I find something that really helps me is to visualize either just black or white, and see if you can visualize a field of black or a field of white. And that tends to help soften the eyes a bit. Just a few more breaths. Now feel free to just take as much time as you'd like to just breathe and relax here. But if you feel like you'd like to come back to life a little bit, just take your time. You can start to wiggle your fingers around if you'd like. Wiggle your toes a bit. You You can move your wrists. And only whenever you're ready, just softly open your eyes. Don't dart them open. Just allow a little bit of light to come through the slits of your eyes. And then slowly open them. And take all the time that you need to come back, or take all the time that you need to continue the rest. Thank you so much for joining me today.